Okay. Okay, everybody, we're live here on StreamYard and we're live on uh, Roku. We're live on Zoom channel and we have Solo coming on and we got Canoners coming on. So we got some beautiful people coming on today. And today is an honorable, incredible day for the fallen and the not fallen. On my show, it's if you can see my screen here, um, I have my poster up there, and I don't know if I can get rid of my poster today. So we'll try during the show to do that. But it's me here underneath the poster, and here it is. Okay, so it's Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day, and it's all about freedom and how you're feeling yourself. If you're feeling free or you're feeling pushed down, microdosing is the way. But it's really important to remember those that are in jail for nonviolence. And that's really incredibly important for today's show because this week, after 10 years of not having a parole hearing, we're honoring Leonard Peltier, and I met the family at Standing Rock. Yes, I was there. I was one of the white people at Standing Rock, helping to record and do what I do as a reportage. And it was amazing meeting the Red Dons and the folks of community. I got to be honored to be in their sweat lodge. So I feel that it's okay and a good space to be safe and to talk about Leonard Peltier today. I can bring myself back in here now, so you can see me now, everybody. The most important thing is to realize that nobody should be in jail for a plant or for non-violence. So it says here on my screen here, free Leonard Peltier now, of course, obviously. And I think he's been in almost 50 years, more than any other pot prisoner. So let's stay focused on that for a minute and honor the children of the corn, the children of the mesa, the maize, and we have somebody special here to talk to us today. So I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell her how she's affiliated and connected to the Leonard Peltier family and story. Welcome, Kathy. Say hello.
Hello, yat ish Kathy Dennis Peltier, Yashma A.M. because she's at Leonard Peltier. What I just said, I did was traditionally introduce myself. I am Kathy Peltier. I am the youngest child of Leonard Peltier. I don't know who he is as a father or a dad because I was robbed of that. This past June 10th, which was Monday, we had there was a parole hearing. We won't find out anything until July 11th if my dad gets freed. So I'm going to introduce myself that much, and then you can ask.
Tell us a little bit about growing up without your father, just like the marijuana prisoners. I had somebody on my show that became free, and he hadn't seen his daughter in 30 years, and she was 5 years old when he went in. Tell us a little bit about, just what it took to be who you are and to grow up and to stand up for your rights and your beautiful family.
For me, it was a little different as all of my siblings. It was different for them too. For me, not knowing who Leonard Peltier is, but always hearing that, the hardest part is people listening to both sides of the story. And what they heard was Leonard Peltier is a killer. So people always came at me and were like, oh, your dad's a killer. But those that know the true story that were there are like, your dad's a warrior. He stood up for the people. So along the time of that, and then people started listening to the other side of the story. They're like, oh, wow, and so it started changing as I grew up, like at first it was like, oh, your dad's a killer. Now it's like, oh, like your dad's in prison for something he didn't do. And so it was just, and then just for me to understand his case and understand what really happened there instead of just hearing hearsay or, hear what people say, oh, your dad's, never he wasn't the one that shot the FBI agents. And they would say, your dad's a hero. And I'm sorry if I sound a little distracted because I am. I'm on the road.
Drive carefully.
Yeah, well, I'm not driving.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. Thank God. Okay. Right.
Yeah. So as growing up as and then as a teenager, I started to realize, reading the book In the Spirit of Crazy Horse by Peter Matheson, studying the case a little bit more. So then I incorporated this with my schoolwork, and to educate people like who this person is, who, and my final assignment for my high school was actually the Rage Against the Machine, the Freedom Song. I talked within 15 minutes of like just the main points of who Leonard Peltier is. And in the end, I did the video of Rage Against the Machine, the Freedom Song.
Sure.
And yeah, so then it would captivate, my own peers. And as I grew a little bit older, a lot of my friends would be like, oh, I heard about Leonard Peltier when I was in high school. My teacher was advocating for, your dad's release. And so it kind of like had a really good turnover, for me, of like really like there's, but then there's always that, bad part. I try not to focus on the bad people who do not just have one-minded, and focus on the people that are like, in support of his freedom. And like I said, I didn't know him only because it happened on June 25th? I always forget. June 26th, 1975, the shootout happened. I was born November 2nd, 1975. He was caught in Canada February 6, 1976. So I don't know who Leonard Peltier is as a real person. Seeing him in prison, well, sometimes we have to fight with the lawyers, or sometimes there was other family members who would want to go see him, and they only allowed certain hours at Leavenworth. They only allowed certain hours to visit with my dad. And then he only had 15 minutes to talk to someone. But then how do you get to know someone in 15 minutes? So I don't know. I mean, I don't know who he is really, just that he just needs to be freed because, he was in there for something he never did.
Right. And are you in communication with the rest of your family? Did you guys talk about what happened this week?
Everybody shut down. This time of clemency, pardon, anytime this happens, we pretty much all shut down because one way it could go good, one way it could go, he's still in prison.
Right.
So we, sometimes we just don't want to hear the outcome until it's really positive.
Right.
And we try to have to, so yeah, we all shut down.
The most difficult part for me when I go in to film a, nonviolent prisoner and they allow me access to them is when I leave. When I'm leaving there, I know that I'm leaving them in prison. You know, nobody
Yeah.
can tell me how I feel. Nobody can tell you how you feel. So we're with you 100% on Weeds Day and the Relief Foundation. We want to help you. We're also open. I'm open to going down and you know, I'm friends with Gene Roach and some other people in the ILPD, and maybe do an interview with Dad if they allow that. Or maybe we'll have some good news and he'll walk out.
Yeah.
So walking out is yoo-hoo. Wait a minute, I got my little hair.
Yeah.
Come home, Leonard.
Yeah, and the positive of we had a conference. There was a conference called by Indian Collective who did it, and they said that they say he gets free. So July 11th would be the day, but that doesn't mean he gets to be out with his family just yet, because they're sending him to a medical facility for a few months to get all checked out.
So wait, did you give us the scoop that that in your conference this week that they did say that it was going to be freedom for him and he's going to go to halfway house, or
yes,
we don't know yet?
He does. No, say he does. We don't know. We don't know if he's going to be freed or not. But this is the possibility.
Now tell us a little bit. Tell us about the nation. Okay, why there's still such a large line in the whole heart space around whites versus all the other colors on the planet, and especially the native nation, and how symbolic this is to that Leonard comes home. What the Indian nation or the native or the tribal nation will feel symbolically. Tell us what you would think about that. How huge this is.
Well, I hope we use the sovereignty to come together and celebrate his release.
Right, as a symbol for all of us coming together. Do we ever have a moment in time where we're going to ask for a apology?
That will never happen.
It's been quite an amazing role. I mean, you look at the early movies, the Cowboys and the Indians. You listen to, you know, things from Standing Rock and all that stuff. I was there, you know, and it's just unbelievable the amount of humans that just don't realize, like in outer space, when they look back at the Earth, that that's our home. We're all one.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish it was like that.
I could totally hear you. Well, our empathy is for you in the biggest heart space and the biggest expansion for bringing Dad home, and for you to finally to be able to spend some time with him and right the wrong and expand your own heart. Any final words to everybody out there who has prisoners in jail themselves that are nonviolent?
Be hopeful. Pray for a good outcome.
Well, we're sending you love and hugs, and today we honor this show. Canon Nurse, why don't you come on and say hi to Kathy Peltier?
Hi, Kathy. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi. So I am so sorry. I am ever so sorry. I have been researching Leonard Peltier's case, and it's outrage. I remember watching a movie with Robert Redford when I was little and seeing the point of view from the feds. And I remember reading a book report on this in high school. I never, ever, ever thought that this man was still in prison and that his family never even got to be a part of his life. It's such a tragedy. I'm so sorry. And I do hope that going forward, there is some way, somehow, that it can be righted somewhere down the road, that somehow there can be some healing in your family and in the tribes and in all of the wrong that was done against you and your people. I certainly hope that there's something going forward that we can do to make it better and to keep making it better. And whatever we can do, we're committed to doing so. The New Green Party, I know, all stands with you. Our heart is with you, and we just want to apologize. We know it's too late, too little. Apology will never go anywhere, but we do want to tell you that we are sorry for what happened, and we are sorry for how it's happened, and we are sorry for how long it's gone on, and we want to do everything we can to do anything we can to make it right going forward. So all of you listening, all of you that have been invited, all of you that know about our show, know about Leonard, know about his children, know about anything, please do whatever you yourself can do. Maybe one person can't do, but together we can do much. So please gather together and let's do something to heal and to help. And thank you for coming on our show and sharing your story and your uncle with us, or your father with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Buddy Jane, can you unmute yourself and say hi to Kathy?
Yeah, hello. Thanks for having me. Yes, thank you, Kathy. Pleasure to meet you here, and thank you very much for sharing your story and your side of the story, and nothing but respect and love to you and your family.
Okay. And Solo Breezy, say hello to Kathy.
Hey, how you doing today? Thank you for coming on the show. Much appreciated.
And every day Solo has a quote. Do you have a quote for the day for us while we have Kathy on?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me one moment.
Pound the pavement. Okay, here we go. Quote for the day, everybody, on Weeds Day, episode 213. And 13's a good number, a lucky day to bring Leonard home. Okay, Solo, go.
Today I would do others won't, so tomorrow I can accomplish what others can't. Quoted by Jerry Rice.
And say that again a little bit slower. Do it again.
Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can accomplish what others can't.
Fantastic. Yay. Well, we're all in this together, and we thank you so much, Kathy. We'll let you go and back into your drive, and we'll stay close with you. Keep us posted. Come on often and share more news. And we want to welcome your dad home when that happens. It's going to happen. I'm vibing
it. Okay.
Any final words?
Well, my final thing is if you guys want to know information, I just posted on my wall what they can do. Call or text, and that information is on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And I'll try to pin it. I'll try to pin it to the wall, so that way it'll be there for at least until July 11th. And just keep on repeating, calling or texting to, get noise going so that they know that Leonard Peltier needs to be freed.
Okay. Well, we're really blessed to have you again, and hopefully Dad will come home soon. Free Leonard Peltier, everybody, on Weeds Day. I mean, it's not just about weed; it's about all non-violent and wrongful people in jail for something they didn't do. Hemp hooray. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Okay, peace out.
All right, bye.
Okay. There you go, everybody. Quite a day, quite a moment in time. And nice to meet you, buddy. Buddy, come on back in and tell us a little bit about how that affected you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've known the story, just from the news and just conversations and history, but yeah, to hear it from her was a bit more deep, of course. Just to hear how it affected her life and her her saying that she didn't know him as a father due to the circumstances is very, it hits a very real nerve. And so, yeah, a little emotional, of course, but yeah, I mean, I appreciate, the invite to join the show. I did not know that that's what would be happening, and I'm thankful that I was breaking, I got a moment to share in that.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, very.
Yeah. And tell us how we bumped into each other.
I was actually invited by Solo Breezy. I'm Buddy Jane. I'm one of the co-founders of Buddy Jane. I'll put on my camera for you.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you get a face.
Okay. Hi, buddy.
I'm one of the co-founders of Buddy Jane. It's a mobile app that was created for the cannabis space, for the legal cannabis space. And it's a community app. It's an alternative social media app, an adult social media app created strictly for the cannabis movement.
Oh, fantastic.
So my friend and I created this a few years ago. It's been in the works, but we created a beta version a few years ago, started spreading the word. I believe that's when Solo Breezy joined. We released the official version of the app, at least the first official version.
Is it a chat app?
It's like a social app. It's sort of like if Instagram/Facebook, but strictly for the cannabis space, cannabis community. Folks like yourselves, educators, nurses.
So you know about our movement with the Relief Foundation and everything that we're doing about releasing prisoners, getting prisoners home for jail for marijuana convictions,
Right.
and to help it end prohibition. We'd love to have you involved with us. Why don't you text put your information, your phone number, and your email in the chat. It's just us here, and so
Sure.
it won't go public, and that'd be great. And we'd love to have you join our sponsorship and play with us. It's a pleasure to meet you. And
yeah,
so
likewise. We've worked with as we were building, we've connected with one fellow named Weldon Angeles.
yeah, of course I know Weldon. Yes.
Yeah, he was very responsive when we spoke. That was back when we had the beta first out.
Okay.
And he joined, and he put up a few posts, and yeah, so we've always been welcoming to that. And the more the better. We need, we want to use our platform as a space for education, for movements, for all the sub movements within the movements.
Well, we're having we have a core meeting every Tuesday and Friday for the concert I'm producing, and we're asking Snoop and Willie to come on for our concert at Oakland Coliseum with 42,000 people. And we just got Baltimore Coliseum involved, so we might be doing a concert in Baltimore with Beyonce. But we're getting all the weed friendly gigantic megastars to start to put their foot down. People are dying right and left. We lost Bill Walton. We lost Jerry West this morning. Bill Walton was the only hippie in sports, and loved Bill Walton. Thank you. That got a ring, and he was incredible from Portland. Then he went to the Celtics, and then he was a commentator. But he's no longer walking this planet. So it's up to us to stay rainbow and to stay incredibly grounded in the space that allows us to be articulate, allows us to be public, and to gain our financial structure to pay our publicists and our people that are working with us. So we have sponsor decks, we have ways to join us and to come in and to be part of our world. And so we would invite you to stay with us, be part of it, and then utilize your social media. Maybe even every Wednesday, you're welcome to come on, or to throw our show. We can RMTP you or whatever that is. We can get you to have your audience know about us and to come on board. And then we'll get more people involved to help to end prohibition and to bring the prisoners home.
That would be wonderful. Yeah, I mean, anything we can do to help spread the word, amplify the word, that's what we're about. That's what it's all about. I've
been in this for 30, 40 years, It's not that I'm friends with Rodimus Para and Genie in a Bottle and Beautiful Solo Breezy and Tommy Chong. It's that we have to use what we have right now and use it now to do our quiet infiltration into everybody's homes, and everybody's homes is going to finally, they just re-legalized medical in Washington state, and it's a big deal because now as of yesterday or this week, now the it's so cool. You can go to a bud tender and they will be able to tell you what they believe this is good for, and they couldn't help you, advise you that that'll help you with your joints, and this will help you with your head, this will help you with anxiety, because there's no PDR. If everybody knows what a PDR is, that's a big fat book that tells you about every chemical on the earth except for weed, so the deal is that we learned from Amsterdam. When I lived there in the 70s, there was no pot, it was only hash, but that's how they just disguised marijuana. They made it into hash and brought bricks in and had it in the cafes. It was cool, but it was also school. So when I lived there and I went to a cafe and there was a chalkboard with all these different hashies, and people would roll tobacco and hash spliffs, and we'd smoke them and get super high and be happy. Everyone's drinking alcohol no matter what, so why can't we use the same paradigm to get Leonard home, to get all the buddies that, and free all the people. So I've got a really great momentum for my concert that I'm providing. And like I said, we've got several different venues. If you have anybody in your network or on your network that wants to join us, wants to help us, we're looking for a CFO right now, a financial officer to help us to manage some stuff. And so this is not public, everybody, but maybe then again it is. So it's all about the medicinal aspects of the plant, that nobody should be in jail like Leonard. What the fuck, for almost 50 years. And there's still controversy, but Prince is gone too, and he wrote a song called Controversy. So the idea is for us to step up, step out, tune in, and not tune out. So welcome, Rodimus. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. And we just had Kathy Peltier on, and she was in the passenger seat telling us the story of Dad's parole hearing this week, and that on the 21st of July we'll hear if he's coming home. So welcome, and meet Buddy Jane.
How you doing?
Well, buddy, are you a bud tender? Is that why you have the name Buddy Jane? Or
No. Buddy Jane is my business. My name's Paulo, but my business is Buddy Jane. It's actually a social app for the cannabis space.
Oh, cool.
Name of the app is Buddy Jane. Yeah.
Well, thank you for what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, everybody, it's Jeff Eichen here, and I want to honor one of my heroes. I want to honor Rodimus too. Yeah.
I just want to say hello to the other folks here.
Okay, go for it.
Hi, Canoners. Hi, Solo Breezy.
Okay. So these are my regulars. These are some of my regulars. And Rodimus reads the news. He's a great guy. I've known him for 40 or 50 years. Who knows, as the days grow longer and the years grow stronger, I'm going to give everybody a bonger, So I want us to stay friends, everybody, stay light, and also realize that nobody deserves to be in jail for a plant. Episode 213 today. 213, everybody. And so we know what 3 means. That's a weed peace symbol, and that's peace, and that's F Schedule 1. So 3, 2, 1, everybody. They're going to go to Schedule 3. Who the hell cares? Except for it'll help the bud industry with their money. So that's really good. So inches, we'll take inches. and banks and things like that. But all you people out there know that we are getting ready to do our concert. And next week will be dedicated to concert. And I'll have a whole little video going for you. And I'll share with you our plans and we're going to put the pedal to the metal now, because 1 year from now we'll move very fast. So we need our team together. If you know production people from the mega arena space, everybody call me, contact me. You know how to find me. It's Jeff Icahn, or it's Jeff at Relief, LEAF foundation.org. Otherwise, you can find me. I'm right here every week on my Facebook and on Zoom and the rest. So it's just it's not exhausting. It invigorates me. You know, people are leaving the planet. Oh, I wanted to say before Rodimus eloquently interrupted me, which was great, for saying hi to our whole team, and we love that. Jerry West passed away today. One of my childhood icons. Hang on, I just dropped my cup here. Okay, my cup. So Jerry West passed away last night, and
right after Bill Walton. Wow, that's interesting.
So Jerry West left the planet, and Jerry West was a good guy. There was no controversy, except for he was a Laker, and he went to the Clippers, and then he went to the Miami Heat or whatever. He was a manager in many different teams. So I don't know how his heart did that, but he did do it, and he's a great guy, and he's gone. So all I know
happens every day.
All I know is that since we're still here, we're going to pull off our concert. So next week will be dedicated to our concert. This week is dedicated to the fallen. And rest in peace, Jerry. Happy trails. Until we meet again. My father had tickets to the Lakers at the Fabulous Forum, and the Fabulous Forum was incredible. When I got to see Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain jump up and down the court, and Jerry West was the guy on the logo. He was the guy on the logo, everybody, and he passed away today. So immortalize Jerry West by looking at the NBA logo, and all you weed friendly athletes, come and support us. Support us with your money for production so I can pay my team, and also support by coming in and joining us. We've got Stash Wagner, who wrote Don't Bogart That Joint, and he's coming from the Philippines with his family. He's an incredible dude. He sold a lot of albums over his lifetime, more than 1 million, less than 60 million, and just a lot. It's just a lot. So everybody, I'm not giving it all up yet, but I know that next year this time, we will have already produced our first concert. And I didn't tell Rodimus, but we have now Roxanne in Baltimore, and she said Beyonce at Ravens Stadium, Baltimore Ravens Stadium, maybe for the prisoners. So we're expanding, we're thinking large. The larger we do this, everybody, the more orange jumpsuits we'll have to sit in the stadium, orange bandanas, whatever we'd want to do. We're going to support the prisoners. We're going to make our statement that's going to be huge. So Randy Lanier out there, Stephanie Landa, we love you. We want to talk to you about joining forces. And like Canada Nurse said this morning already, the Green Farmy, we're going to enable our farmy, and we're going to go forward. We're going to go forward with raising awareness. So there you go. Canada Nurse, thank you. Tell us a little bit about meeting Kathy today and how it impacts you on your day.
Meeting Kathy is wonderful. I wish it was under different circumstances, but it just reminds us that this work is not done. There's still so many more people in prison. Edwin River is still in prison, federal prison for 48 years, 11 plus months is how long Leonard has spent in jail. Can you imagine that? Giving up everything over a plant, over lies, over a political prisoner who should have never been in prison in the first place, and it was proven over and over again that he was innocent. And yet this happens every day. We have got to come together as a community. We've got to stop saying, oh, there's the medical side, there's the recreational. We're all the same. As I said last week, all cannabis is medicinal. The side effect is recreational. But we're all in the same boat. We're just in different sides of it. So let's come together, because together we can do so much more. We are greater together, we are stronger together, and we can accomplish so much more than you can even imagine if you just give the first steps towards our direction and pick up whatever it is that you can do, whatever it is that you're currently doing, and bring it to us, and let's gather together and connect and go forward and help these people get out of prison, and then give them something to do going forward. Medical being reinstated in Washington, you don't know how happy I am. As a cannabis compassion caregiver and nurse and intern, this is everything to me. Being able to legally heal, and myself and my patients and others who come to me, this is huge. But why should somebody be in prison for the very thing that I am allowed to do for my own health and for others? Why should anybody be in a cage over something that can give them back the quality of life, the quality of the future? And our future is him. Everything together is what we're going to do. And so if you too want to be a part of the new Green Party and you want to help us, help them, please join us and help us go forward and do what we're going to do, because it's for the greater good. And this, Leonard, look at this man. He has been in prison for 48 years plus months. Almost 50 years of his life, since 1970s, he's been in prison. Nobody deserves that. And furthermore, this is a plant that heals, that is so friendly, that is so conducive with other things. It's one of the only plants that can actually clean a toxic waste site. Yes, there's a fancy word for that, but it's one of the few plants that can actually do that. It is so good and so remarkable, and there's just no reason for us to be fighting and hoarding and being selfish and being terrible. There's no reason for that. There's a reason why they call us buddies instead of friends, because we're elevated, we're higher than just a friend. We would save your life if we had to, and that's what cannabis does. It saves lives. So why are we locking up people and taking away their lives and taking away the quality of their lives when we should be celebrating, and we should be coming together, and we should be growing, and we should be growing as a community and as a people, and so on and so forth. So please, if it touches your heart, then please let your emotions turn into actions. Take the first steps, make those calls, fax, do whatever you have to do. Fax, I don't know if they do that anymore. Do whatever you have to do. Do whatever you can. Do whatever you think is good and right, and just keep doing it. And then join the New Green Party. Support us. Support Read Lead. Support the Freedom Grow Foundation.org forever. For freedomgrowforever.org. Join us and help us do what should have been done a long time ago. And going forward, let's just keep helping each other, because there's nothing greater than each other. Thank you.
Well, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts. So I'll fax you for lunch, and we'll get together soon here. Kimmy is home. I want to let everybody know Kimmy is safe from Spain, home, and we're really blessed. We're going to be reading the news in just a second. I see the newscaster getting all rustled up there. And thank you so much for all you do, and for being the goddess in the house, because every third Weeds Day is Women in Weed. And so I don't even know if this is the third Weeds Day, but it's not. But not because I'm stoned, it's because it's really important to have the women in weed tell us where to go, because the grandmothers of the planet hold most of the stories and most of the space. It's like the song that the Beach Boys sang, "In My Womb." So I really want to honor the women in weed and yourself as being our poster lady and Jeannie in a bottle. So thank you so much, Jeannie, for helping us grow and to know and be that space for us. Yeah, love you. Okay. So everybody, it's gallery time again. We're here at the quarter to the hour, so that means it's time for the weed news. And I won't play our little weed news story today, but our intro is going to happen at the end of the show today because we had Kathy Peltier on today. So know everybody that we have just about a month probably to get the information, the news back from Leonard. And what did she say? June 12th? I mean, July 12th or something like that. Yeah. Anyways, so we're going to have some news, everybody. I'm going to put Mr. Hornrim Glasses on the front page here. And
you can just leave it the way it is, Jeff. It's okay.
okay, well, there we go. Okay, all right. We got Rodimus in the house, and Rodimus is going to read the Canada news.
Hey, it's working. It's working. You fixed it. All right. Hi, I'm Rodimus here with the Canada News for today. There's two stories here that I was going to read, but one of them we pretty much covered all the details about Leonard. So I'm going to read the second news item here, which is that Washington medical cannabis users get a break from the nation's highest pot taxes. Olympia, Washington. Thanks to new state law, Washingtonians with a medical cannabis card can get a break from the nation's highest tax on the drug. The change, which took effect Thursday, could nudge more people to get medical cards and potentially depress revenues from the cannabis tax, which generated nearly $470 million in fiscal year 2023. While the state is developing formal rules, a trade group representing cannabis businesses in Washington says the state needs to act faster to help them adapt to the new law and prevent the tax exemption from bolstering the illicit market for cannabis, which was usually going great before all this legal stuff happened. But anyway, as of December 21st, states including Washington taxed recreational cannabis, according to the Tax Foundation. Most of those states levy an excise tax as a percentage of the retail price, as Washington does. Washington has a 37% tax rate, top in the nation, while neighboring Oregon taxes recreational cannabis at a rate of 17%. That's 20% less. Wow. It's unclear how much state cannabis taxes could decrease under the new law, but if assuming there's a demand for medical products and supply meets the demand, state fiscal analysts predict, quote, a significant negative impact. This would be on tax revenue, I'm assuming this is all about. To receive the tax exemption, the buyer must be a registered patient in the Department of Health's Medical Cannabis Authorization Database, and the exemption only applies to products that comply with DOH standards, including testing for heavy metals and prohibited pesticides. Further, only those retailers who have a medical cannabis endorsement can provide the tax break. There are more than 500 licensed cannabis stores in Washington, according to the Liquor and Cannabis Board. Julie Graham, a spokesperson for the Washington Liquor and Cannabis Board, said that the board doesn't expect the new exemption will have a significant impact on the overall cannabis market in the state. Most consumers, this is still quoting her, most consumers will continue to buy cannabis produced for the adult use recreational market, Graham said, but it is important that we fulfill the goals of the medical program too, and we will watch to see if this tax exemption helps increase availability and demand for medically compliant cannabis. A spokesperson for the state's Department of Health said it was difficult to speculate about how many new medical cannabis cards might be issued. While interest in getting a card may increase, the standards for getting a card will remain the same. Washington residents diagnosed with one of a fairly narrow list of qualifying conditions, including cancer, epilepsy, and multiple sclerosis, must get a medical cannabis authorization from their healthcare provider to get a card. DOH is working on a number of publications for cannabis patients, retailers, and producers to help them understand the new law and how to navigate the changes, said spokesperson Frank Amaduri. The number of medical card holders has been on the decline in recent years. There were about 12,000 in 2022, compared with about 20,600 in 2017. Before Washington legalized recreational cannabis in 2012, the state was flooded with quasi-legal dispensaries that sold to patients with medical marijuana authorization. The definition of an authorized patient at the time was far more loosely regulated than after the passage of the legalization measure, Initiative 502. The Washington Cannabis Business Association and Trade Association has expressed concern that the new law is going into effect with little formal guidance for legal businesses. The lack of official rules from the state has created a precarious position for the regulated marketplace, said Aaron Pickus, a spokesperson for the association. You must be 21 or older to purchase cannabis from a licensed retail shop, but you only need to be 18 to get a medical card. Patients under 18 must have a parent or legal guardian designated as a provider. Our goal is that the integrity of the law is protected so that this new significant financial incentive isn't used as a way to turn back the clock with medical cards available for everyone, including those under 21, and allow for a new toehold for the illicit marketplace, Pickus said. Pickus says that while the LCB has worked to provide more clarity on what retailers must do, these aren't formal rules. There aren't formal rules in place yet. And that matters to businesses because if a customer didn't pay the excise tax when they should have, the retailer is liable for that tax. There's also a lack of clarity around whether producers and processors need to update their packaging, he said. Late last month, in response to questions and requests for more information, the agency lifted information that retailers should track and maintain when selling medical products to people eligible for the tax break, including the date and price of the sale and the patient's authorization card number. The agency's rulemaking process is scheduled to take place over the summer months, but the rules won't take effect until September at the earliest, according to the guidance issued by the agency on May 29th. The new tax break applies only to medically compliant products. A store with medical cannabis endorsement must have a medical consultant on staff and be able to register patients in the state DOH database. The Department of Health says it's the responsibility of the medical cannabis consultant to verify the authenticity of the provider authorization form and will be issuing a resource guide for retailers and consultants on how to help them verify that a form is authentic. If any part of the form is incomplete or the form appears invalid, DOH said, consultant should tell the patient or designated provider to go back to the medical professional. The tax exemption is scheduled to expire in about 5 years on June 2029. Medical card holders can already get an exemption from the state's retail sales tax. And that is the Canada news for today. Thanks, Anonymous, for
Hey, formerly known as Prince, the symbol. Thank you so much for reading the news. I was speaking to Trevor yesterday on my way home from seeing Lovely Kim, my partner, and so Trevor owns the Sea Change Cannabis, and Sea Change Cannabis is a wonderful space. And above Sea Change Cannabis, I photographed the space, and I'll show you a photograph here because I can. So here it is, right here. I'm gonna get it for y'all. Here it is. So this is, and bear with me on the photograph here. So this space, everybody, here, if you can see this space here is super cool, and that's above the weed store, and we can put 200 seats in there. And the announcement today is that I'm taking over the International Cannabis Film Festival. It seems like a lot to manage, including the concert and everything, but with a new home for the Cannabis Film Festival now, it feels really wonderful. And as I was walking downtown today, I met the lady from the Port Townsend Film Festival, and I told her about the ICFF, International Cannabis Film Festival, that I'm taking over, and I wanted to join forces with her. So it looks like that's happening, and that Travis told me that the laws had changed, and I had to go find that story for Rodimus to read, everybody. And he told me that now somebody can walk into his store and get tax exemption, meaning save 35% and the other person, like save 40 or 50% on their weed purchases, because they're in medical, and that's beautiful because then they can get more for their money and they can get more for their money. So it's really beautiful that we have Travis and Sea Change Cannabis involved here. I'm really excited. Let's see if I can find his logo, because he would be beautifully happy to see that I put his logo up today. Let's go here and search his logo, Travis, Trav. Okay, so
I want
Travis.
to ask Buddy Jane a question.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so I just was looking at the site, and so from what I gathered from the brief time that I looked there, are you trying to basically create a new social media space for people in the cannabis community? Is that what's happening there?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's an alternative space, an adult app made strictly for the cannabis space. So, cool. Yeah, early on, the core of it was we knew some people that were in the industry, dispensary owners, and they were having problems promoting and marketing their businesses on Facebook, on Instagram, keep getting deleted and flagged, and this whole headache. And as we explored more, we saw how common of a thing it was to this day, even when it's legal, and even all that, because it's ultimately, these platforms are made for basically kids to adults, so you can't market adult substances to kids. So we understand that's the core of the problem, and so that was essentially the birth of Buddy Jang.
Do you have an age restriction on it?
Apple will let you go as high as 17 and up, so that's what we do. So yeah.
So you're based in the Apple community, in the Apple platform?
Apple and Google Play as well. So it's on both Android and iPhone.
And what restrictions
Mobile.
do you have?
Mobile app. They have a thing where it says teens and up. That's about as high as it goes. So that's what we have there.
Okay, so how are you dealing with the potential of there being parents who might discover that their kids, say 15-year-old, 16-year-olds, are in that space talking to other people about pot? How is that being dealt with proactively on your end as a provider of the platform?
Sure. I mean, we do have security on it. We have like an automated security, and then we have actual humans that monitor it as well. So if there is, we have never had the problem, honestly, to having any children on there. Just we've had a few folks that look a little younger, but they 21. But yeah, we don't allow it. So if we to spot a child on there, like a 13-year-old, let's just say, we would delete their account.
Right, so the lowest age that you allow on your platform is what? I didn't quite get that.
Well, I mean, when you sign up, it has the general, like if you go to like any weed related site or even alcohol sites, they have that confirm your age situation. So we have that in place as sort of a gate, but there's not much more we can go beyond that to, we don't ask for people's licenses or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Aside from them just confirming
so if they want to lie, they can lie and be on the space.
I mean, just as in any adult site. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's no bots. There's no bots or robots out there that'll come and shut you down.
There's no, I mean, we do have, like I said, we do have an automated thing that will flag if they see something suspect, like guns or illegal drugs and things of that nature that get us, along with minors. But one of the team will actually go in, review it, vet it out.
But there's no Reefer Madness AI bots that'll come in and flag it.
Oh no, that's not no. That's the whole
well,
point.
wait. That's not so. That's not so in 1984 or so, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's all on Facebook and Instagram. It's not on Buddy Jang.
Okay, well, we're really pleased to have you and to have you step in and.
Thanks for clarifying that for me, because I
absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
I encourage you all to download. I know Breezy's already on it, but the rest of you, I encourage you to join the app, give it a shot. Spread the word. Again, we're happy.
Are there any entrepreneurs there who are looking to staff up? For example, is there like other possible ways of making connections for job opportunities and stuff on there? Do you think?
Yeah, I mean it's all variety. We have entrepreneurs on there. We have DIY folks. We have growers. We have, like I said, educators, folks that are on the medical side. So it's all across the board, just all the way down to folks that just like smoking weed and blowing it in the camera. So it's all across the board.
Right.
So again, tell our viewers how to get to you.
Yeah, just go to buddyjang.com.
Yeah, he put it in
take you to it. Yeah, I put it in the
chat. That's how I found it. Yeah, it's in the chat.
it's yeah, it'll take you right to the links. It's a very simple sort of landing page style site, gives you brief information, and then the links to join if you're on iPhone or Linktree. Or Android.
Is it global or is it limited to any particular country?
It's right now. It's just the States and Canada.
Okay.
And within the States, I should say this. Within the States, it's only accessible to fully legal states. We went to this back and forth with Apple, and basically they would not allow us for the risk of, let's say, Texas, for example, for the risk of a Texas resident trying to access weed from California through the Buddy Jane app. That's an illegal activity. So we had to do this thing called geofencing, where we're blocking out, for now, states that aren't fully compliant, fully legal.
So, for example, I live in France, and I live in France, and I can actually I can order CBD products online and have them delivered to me by mail. And and from the Netherlands, because it's part of the European Union, I can actually order psilocybin products and have them delivered to my door as well. Not full-on mushrooms, but growing kits and truffles, okay. but not full-on shrooms.
Yeah, like the spore. Yeah.
Well, not spores, but also truffles, which are psychoactive. I mean, you eat some truffles and it does the same thing. You know, it's just they're not mushrooms. So that form is legal to be shipped through the mail, through the European Union thing. But as a person living in France, I couldn't probably download your app on Google Apps though, right? Because that's
at this time.
Okay. Yeah. Darn it. Well, I saw your website at least, and I like it.
Spread the word to your people in the States. Yeah. No, we're working on it though, making it worldwide. That's part of our whole roadmap, is getting it global. So,
and how did you personally? Is this your baby? Is your creation?
I'm one of the fathers. Yeah, me and a couple partners of mine. We founded it and created it from the ground up. Yeah.
Can you tell? Did you already? I came late to the show. Did you tell us the story of how you guys founded this already? And I wanted to.
No, I didn't actually. No. My partner. Yeah, sure. I'll give you the brief. So my partner Lonnie and I, we go way back, like 20 plus years friendship. Had tons of different projects in the past, creative projects, everything from music to art to throwing events, name it, right? And so he came to me back in I think we started talking about it back in 2016. Started just kind of like keeping our eyes on the space. You know, we always wanted to explore the cannabis space. You know, we're both from California, and so we've seen the whole thing grow. But we didn't have any interest in doing any sort of plant touching business. No, we didn't want to do a dispensary. We didn't want to do delivery. So he comes from more of the software world. I have a background in marketing, and so he started looking into the tech side naturally. It was just seeing that there was a huge lack of tools for businesses. And as I did mention, we do know, you know, we have a few friends that are in the business that are dispensary owners, a few delivery service owners. And we started talking with them just to explore and pick their brains a bit. And they were talking about how they were having trouble marketing their business digitally. You know, they could do the flyers and all the kind of the old school advertising and print advertising, but aside from your local following, they weren't having much success spreading the word beyond that. And so we started just exploring it. I looked into like the digital side from a marketing brain and just seeing like, yeah, there isn't much here aside from Weed Maps, Leafly. Those are like the top two at the time, which are both more so like business listing sites. You know, there's no direct point for the consumer to just reach directly to the business the way it is on social media. So that's pretty much from that point. And then just seeing how people were getting flagged and deleted and just getting their accounts compromised on Facebook and Instagram. We're like, all right, this is a thing. You know, this is a thing. We know it's the power of social media. So let's explore that.
How long have you been live now?
We went live on the beta back in 2021 is when we first dropped the beta went for a while, and then we dropped the V1, which is the current version, on both platforms. The beta was just Apple, was just on iPhone, but the official platform on both Google and iOS dropped at the end of 2022.
How many subscribers you got at this point?
We have between 20 to 25,000 downloads.
Cool.
So yeah, the active usership, it kind of fluctuates, goes up and down as far as like on the daily. But yeah, we have some diehards. We have some folks that are on every day, you know, our loyals, and then we have folks that kind of hop in and out. We have new folks joining every day. Again, shout out to Solo Breezy. He was one of the first. So you know, thankful for him and everybody.
And then, so as far as generating revenue for yourself and your partners, that'll come in time, or is that something
That'll come in time. Yeah, our focus is on usership. We just understand it's a chicken and the egg situation, and until the number, at least some, you know, it doesn't have to be like Facebook numbers. You know, we understand it's not going to be billions of people, but there are plenty of cannabis folks around the world. So
there are, and I think that safe space you're providing for people to discuss that on all different levels is great. So I want to wish you a lot of luck with that. Thank you so much for answering my questions. I appreciate it.
oh no, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
So buddy, do I have it right on my screen?
What am I looking at?
Right under Jeff's face.
Hold on.
It's kind of hard to see because it's tiny. Can you make your frame bigger, Jeff? Can you put yourself on the main screen?
Yeah.
Hang on.
Okay, yeah, you got it. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
is it HTTPS? Is it HTTPS or HTTP?
It doesn't matter. You can just do buddydjane.com and it'll get you.
Yeah, that's simpler.
Yeah.
Cool.
okay, so
Jen.
yeah, talk to me.
Do I have it right on?
You do have C-Chain cannabis, yes. And thank you so much, everybody, for C-Chain, for Trevor. I was pulling up my Photoshop in the background, and it just, my computer gets bogged down. It's technology when we got all this stuff. Rodimus said, Jeff Eichen deserves a supercomputer when we start to get our selves in, you know, in gear. But I'm inching away, and I feel great today. We are here to honor Leonard today, everybody. Social media, that's the way to get the word out. Help each other, to tell you about the concert that we're promoting, and the Dragon, and all the stuff that we have, and our new Cannabis International Film Festival. We're really excited about that. That's going to happen. And so, Travis, thank you so much for C-Chain Cannabis. Want to throw that up again? Throw that up again. Yeah, here we go. Can you poof magic?
Of course.
Come on.
Canada.
Come on. Oh, there we go. Nice going. Nice going. You know, wait. Go do like this and blink your eye. Da 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 da. Whoa, nice. You must have a foot pedal. So we're so blessed to have you all today. I'm going to roll out of here. Solo Breezy, why don't you come up onto the front screen with me here? Solo Breezy, we're having fun today. Give us your final out of sight, out of mind last quote for the day, and then I'll roll the outro and we'll be done.
All right. To be or not to be? That is the question.
Oh my God. I knew that was coming one of these days.
Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
Shakespeare.
Gotta give credit where credit is due.
Wait, who wrote that?
Shakespeare.
Oh, the Shakes monster. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But maybe we should have Shakes cannabis.
The original rapper.
The original beer meister, the Shakes beer.
Rapping in iambic pentameter, man.
It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Well, everybody, it's been a great show. I'm going to share my screen. And here's to all the OGs and people that were before us and that are coming after us. And for our concert, for hooking up with Buddy Jane, we'll get on his network for sure. We'll come see you, Buddy. And okay. So we got Genie in a Bottle. We got everybody here today. And we had Kathy Peltier today, everybody. That's an honor to have a family member. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. So Leonard, free Leonard, everybody, and don't stop until until the body rocks and everybody brings home all the cannabis prisoners and Leonard. And maybe we'll start to provide more love in this universe and in the world, and compassion, because I'm not going to talk about what, but there is war on the planet still. And what's the opposite of war? The diet that I've been doing for 20 years, raw. And so everybody get raw as you can, and be proud and speak it loud. Okay, everybody hold your 3 fingers up for our thank you card. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got it, everybody. So thank you card, and I'm going to share my screen. Stick around for the incredible little outro that I have. And here we go. Quick time, boom. Okay, so Kimmy came back from riding in Spain. She was gone for 18 freaking days. So it's so beautiful. Hello, I am really excited to see my elder stateswoman, Kim, ride her horse in freedom and in protest to ending prohibition. I mean, we want to protest, just like everybody on the planet, in peace, in harmony, and to end prohibition for all prisoners in jail for a plaid. So hip hip hooray, and just know that Don't Bogart That Joint is on our new album that we're going to have for the prison concert. Today we are honoring Leonard Peltier and his first parole hearing in 10 years. I really want to let you know that I'm doing my best to hang with the administration that wants to decriminalize or reschedule marijuana. And there's Tommy and his son, and there's Tommy. So thanks to all the fathers and the OGs. So rescheduling it, no. Let's re-legalize it and don't criticize it. Be sure to go to relieffoundation.org and do support us. It's episode 213. 213, everybody. We do have a freaking jingle. So it's Weeds Day, and I'm going to come back just for a second here, everybody, so you can know that it is moi in the power of the bees. And here I am, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to sign out now. And if there's any information, questions, you can find me at Jeff at Relief, L-E-A-F, relieffoundation.org. Otherwise, you know how to find me. We'll be back on next week talking about our concert, and we're putting the pedal to the metal. So love you all. Peace in the Middle East, everybody. And I'm out. Thank you, buddy, for joining us today. And thank you, Solo. All is good. So, everybody, we are going to say, hey, yeah, go to buddyjane.com to see their new platform. That's really cool. And I'm really blessed that we got to be on Roku, POD TV, and on YouTube. So you better not be a boob, everybody. Just get on your YouTube and watch our replay, everybody. So peace out, everybody. It's Jeff Eichen. You know what that means. And I'm going to do the best I can this lifetime. And Ben Pere.